Greetings, one and all. Welcome back to NHL 18 franchise mode with your Quebec Nordiques. Yes, we are back here again to play the 2022 NHL playoffs. Now, last episode, we of course played through the second half of the 21/22 NHL season, and we had a pretty good run of it, ending the year with a record of 48 wins, 29 losses, and 5 overtime or shootout losses. Good enough for tied first place in our division and one of the top teams in the league. We were one of only 2 or 3 teams in our division to clinch 100 points. I think there were 2 of us in our division with 100 points, and we managed to do a very good job. We almost had another 50-win season, so we're in the playoffs again, and we're the number 2 seed in our division, so I'm expecting good things. And of course, last episode we went to the trade deadline, and we traded away Matthias Ekholm for Baptiste, and a few draft picks were sent each way, with more draft picks coming in our favour. And of course, we sent away the struggling right winger who was meant to be a first-line forward in Sam Reinhart. Kind of had enough of his lack of point production over the last few years, so I sent him away to the Detroit Red Wings. Along with a first, second, and third round pick, we paid a lot for Anthony Mantha. Yes, Anthony Mantha was on the Detroit Red Wings. He was very upset. He had very low morale at an 82 overall. I decided to take the gamble to see if we could get a better player. I traded all that stuff away, and we got an 88 overall Anthony Mantha, who finished the season very strongly with the Quebec Nordiques. So, the team going into the playoffs is, on the first line, we have Taylor Hall with Dylan Larkin and the new man, Anthony Mantha. Lovely. I love it. It's great. Then we have Nick Ritchie with Elias Anderson and Andrei Burakovsky. Third line, Evgeny Sveshnikov with Charles Hudon, and Drew Ramsey up at an 85 overall. He's been our best draft pick by far. Then on the fourth line, we have Philip Ahl with Colin Lee, who's done very well this season, and Nick Baptiste, who was part of that Ekholm trade. Then defense, we have Brodin with Carlson, we have Larson with Hamonic, and we have Hinostroza with Nikitin. Now, I know that sounds a little bit strange, Hinostroza playing as defense. It's because, I think it's Sami Vatanen is injured at the moment. He should be back soon, but apparently Hinostroza wants to play defense. Maybe he's played it before in his career. Then goaltenders, we of course have Jonas Korpisalo, who's actually healthy for the start of the playoffs, so this is a very good sign, and Philip Grubauer. Then scratched, we have Tyler Mott, Sami Vatanen due to injury, and Chris Tierney is the other scratched player. So, let me show you what the playoff tree looks like, ladies and gents. The playoff tree has already begun so far in year 5. Let's take a look. We're up against the Winnipeg Jets. We played them last year, of course, in the second or third round. Can't quite remember. So, it's the Nordiques against the Jets. We have the Avalanche against the Stars, who have a 1-0 lead. The Oilers against the Coyotes. Only in a video game. Then the Flames against the Vegas Golden Knights as the final bracket of the first round of the Western Conference. Then over in the East, we have Columbus against Pittsburgh. Columbus, you're not going to win another series, are you? Washington and Carolina, with Washington taking a 1-0 lead. Ottawa against Florida, and Tampa Bay against Philadelphia. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's Stanley Cup or bust here. We need to win the Stanley Cup this year. There's not really any excuse. We've had a first-round exit one year. We've had 2 conference final exits and a Stanley Cup final exit. We need to win the cup here, otherwise we failed our mission and this season's a disappointment. I know that's quite a harsh thing to say, but how successful this team has been since it joined the league, I'm not accepting anything less. And we start with a game against the Winnipeg Jets, who are 44, 30 and 8 this season. So, we're at the Videotron Centre. We have home ice advantage. Elias Anderson against Mark Scheifele for the opening face-off of Game 1 of our 2022 Stanley Cup playoff run. First period. Okay, it's a 2-1 game to them. Travis Hamonic scores the first goal of the series. Then Scheifele and Laine add a pair on Korpisalo. 14 shots to 8 in favour of Winnipeg. Come on, Nordiques, let's take Game 1. Second period. Okay, they managed to add another one. Patrick Laine on Korpisalo. 24 shots to 17 in favour of Winnipeg at the end of the second. A power play chance for Quebec, but they can't quite seal it. Will this be another goal for Winnipeg? No, it's a short-handed goal for Lee. What a nice play. And Philip, this fourth line have got us back into this game. And Erik Karlsson manages to take the lead. This is beautiful, folks. What a comeback by the Quebec Nordiques. Can we hold on to this? There you go, Baptiste with the empty net goal. That fourth line, 3 goals in the third period for our fourth line. They managed to get it done. That is incredible. Colin Lee, 4 points on the night. Baptiste, 3 points. Scheifele, 3 points as well. Wow. Fourth line. Good work there, fellas. 4 points in one game for Colin Lee. That's why I kept him in the lineup. It was either him or Cristiano, and I decided to put Colin Lee in because he's a fourth line forward. What happens? He gets 4 points in game one. Beautiful. Right, game two. Let's go straight into it. Let's not waste any time, folks. So here we go. Shifley against Houdon for the opening face-off at the Videotron Centre for game two. First period. Okay, they are leading again. Mark Shifley scores on Korpisalo. 1-0 lead to Winnipeg. 11 shots apiece after the first. Come on, Nordiques. Second period. Okay, so it's a 2-2 game. Anthony Mantha with his first of the playoffs, and Vinny Hinostroza from the defense. Shifley adds his second of the game. 25 shots to 20 in favour of Winnipeg, but we have the lead. Well, we're tied so far. And then Nick Ritchie immediately, and then Baptiste. Baptiste has been a solid pickup for us. That fourth line is clicking in this playoffs. So we've taken a 4-2 lead so far in this game. We're doing perfectly, folks. So, halfway through the third period, nothing much else happening. They've got more shots on goal, but we've made our shots count. Eric Comrie doesn't seem to be up to the plate to help Winnipeg through to the next round so far. And that's a 4-2 victory for the Quebec Nordiques in game two. Beautiful. Korpisalo with the first star, Nick Ritchie with a goal to get the third star, and Shifley with a pair of goals gets the second star. 5 points in 2 games for Colin Lee. This fourth line, they're just killing it right now. So, scouting. Let's scout defenseman for 3 weeks in the OHL, please. Hang on. Right, so we're 2-0 up. If we win this game, we can shut this out at the MTS Centre and sweep the series. So let's find out if we can do it, folks. First game in Winnipeg this series. Dylan Larkin against Mark Shifley for the opening face-off. Come on, Nordiques. First period. Okay, so 1-0 lead to them again. Tyler Johnson scores on Korpisalo. 13 shots to 10 in favour of Winnipeg. We've been in this situation before, ladies and gents. This isn't over. Second period. Okay, there you go. Well, we managed to get one, but I think that's Logan Stanley and Patrick Laine managed to get a pair of goals. It's a 3-1 lead to Winnipeg at the end of the second. 24 shots to 20 in favour of Winnipeg. Hamnick gets a goal in the final minute of the second period. Let's see if we can add some goals back. Come on, Quebec. There you go, Charles Houdon. Lovely play, son. Can we get that game-tying goal here, Nordiques? A power play. Can we do it? Okay, not on the power play. Still got half the period left to go, though, gents. Come on, get some more shots on goal and tie this game up. Maybe send it to OT and we can take game 3. Come on, Nordiques, you know you want to. Erik Karlsson in the final minute of regulation pulls this game to overtime. The 36th shot for us. 36 shots apiece at the end of regulation. Erik Karlsson with a timely goal. A goal in the final minute of the second period, a goal in the final minute of the third, and this game has gone to overtime. If we come back from 3-1 down in this game to take this, I think we were 3-0 down at one point in this game. If we come back to win this in OT, I will be so happy. Here we go, overtime. Let's go, Nordiques. Let's complete the comeback. There you go. Oh, Colin Lee, you have been an absolute star so far in these playoffs. Oh, perfect. Colin Lee a goal, Charles Houdon 2 points, Erik Karlsson 3 points. That's exactly what I like to see, ladies and gents. Colin Lee averaging 2 points a game so far in the playoffs. Oh, the Winnipeg Jets, they are up against the wall here, ladies and gents. Sami Vatanen's back, which is perfect. We need to get him back in the lineup. Hinostroza, thank you for everything you did, son. But I'm gonna have to put in Vatanen. Nikitin, you get to play over here again. There you go. So, 6 points in 3 games for Colin Lee. Let's hold a team meeting. Let's have a chat. Fellas, you're doing really well. Don't stop. Demanding. There you go. They all love it. They all love it. The players love my mentality. They love the GM. They love the coach. They want to win it here in Quebec for the Nordiques fans. They've been waiting decades for this Stanley Cup. Game 4. Can we shut this out and sweep the series at the MTS Centre? Adam Lowry against Colin Lee for the opening face-off. First period. Okay, no score after the first. The first time this series that we're not down after the first period. 10 shots to 9 in favour of Winnipeg, though. Come on, boys. Second period. Okay, no score after the second. This is a goaltending matchup here. 21 shots to 18 in favour of Quebec. Times 8 simulate the third period. Come on, Nordiques, let's get this first goal. We can take this series. We can sweep the Winnipeg Jets and make sure we're a healthy group for the next game. There you go. Andrei Burakovsky. That's exactly what we needed, son. Ah, Mark Shifley ties the game. So the goals are starting to appear in the third period. Will there be a hero at the end of the third period? No, there won't. We go to overtime for the second straight game. 33 shots to 25 in favour of Quebec. Let's win this game, Nordiques. Let's not give them any sort of leverage for the rest of the series. Here we go, in overtime. Let's go, Nordiques. Thank you very much, Nick Ritchie. Less than a minute into overtime, manages to get the series-clinching goal. Comrie gets the first star, even though he lost the game. Korpisalo the second star, and Nick Ritchie, the goal-scoring hero, manages to get the series-clinching goal. We swept the Winnipeg Jets in the first series, ladies and gents. We had a weak start to the season, but we've managed to pick it up here, fellas. Vinny Hinostrosa is not happy being scratched. 6 points in 4 games for Lee, 5 points for Baptiste, a point a game for Eric Carlson. Arles on 3 points. Elias Anderson 3 points. Hamnick a pair of goals. Ramsey's got 2 assists in the series as well. That's very good. Good effort, fellas. So just like that, we're through to the second round. I think we might be the only team. We're the only team that swept. We were the only team that managed to sweep our opponent. Sami Vatanen's back from injury now, which is awesome. He got the chance to fully heal up. He got to play in Game 4. That's brilliant. This is a tremendous effort. The players love it. They love it when I talk to them. They're just like, Odd Man Rush, we agree with everything you say. You make so much sense. It's not as if they're like mindless zombies. They actually understand. And that's the most important thing. So I think we might be going up against the Dallas Stars for the next round. We'll have to take a look in a minute. Dallas Stars, I think we had mixed success with. We beat them very early in the season, but I can't remember the rest of the fixtures. So yes, we are against the Dallas Stars for Game 1 of Round 2. So it's the Nordiques against the Stars, the Flames against the Coyotes. We also have the Lightning against Florida, so another Florida matchup, and the Caps against the Blue Jackets. Wow, the Blue Jackets actually went through to the next round. Who would have thought, ladies and gents? Who would have thought? Gah. The playoffs is a crazy place. Right, so Game 1 of the second round against the Dallas Stars. We are undefeated so far this playoffs. Let's keep it up, fellas. Here we go against the Dallas Stars. Game 1 at the Videotron Centre. Elias Anderson against Lars Eller for the opening face-off of Round 2. Come on, Nordiques. First period. Okay, it's a 2-1 game to them. Dickinson, Anderson and Lindell all score. 11 shots apiece at the end of the first. Come on, Nordiques, you can fight back. Second period. Okay, good. It's a 3-2 game. Larson with his first goal of the playoffs. And I think the first goal in the playoffs for Sveshnikov as well. 23 shots to 18 in favour of Quebec at the end of the second period. We'll times 8 the third because we're 1 goal up. There you go, Andrei Burakovsky. I was about to ask somebody to get that insurance marker. 5-on-3. Wow, we killed a 5-on-3. Well done, gents. Had our own power play opportunity. Couldn't get anything. Neither could they. Power play for us again. Nothing happening. Doesn't matter. We've got that insurance marker lead. I'm feeling pretty good about it. There you go. A 4-2 victory for the Quebec Nordiques. Let's take a look at the 3 stars. Elias Anderson, a 3-point night. Jonas Korpisalo, second star. And Andrei Burakovsky got a pair of points. Nice job, fellas. This is what I like to see. My players turning up and being clutch. I thought that said Jonas Korpisalo for a minute there, but it's Jonas Brodin. So he's out until May 22nd. That's a huge blow to this team, though. That's a bit of a problem there, fellas. Because now we have the situation. Can we bring up a player from the minors? Back to edit lines. Let's go to roster moves. We need to bring up a defenseman. I don't really want Hinostrosa to play on defense. I mean, it did kind of work last time. And you know what? Actually, no. Let's put Hinostrosa on defense. I mean, he's probably upset that we scratched him. If we play Larson on the first pair, which isn't really the ideal choice. Let's take a look at our scratch players. We've got Hinostrosa, Tierney and Mollett. Let's just play Hinostrosa. Why not? Let's play him as the second pair defenseman. So May 22nd, Brodin's out for pretty much the entire playoffs. Oh, that's a huge blow to this team. We need a guy like Brodin. So May 22nd, let's just check where that is. That might be the end of the conference finals. He might be back for the Stanley Cup finals. He'd be back about halfway through the third round. Yeah, he'd be back for the Stanley Cup finals. But we've got to assume that he's not going to be there, so somebody needs to step up. So, game number 2 of the series. We're still undefeated. Here we go. Let's stay undefeated, fellas. Here we go at the Videotron Centre. Sagan against Dylan Larkin for the opening face-off. Come on, boys. First period. Okay, it's a 2-1 game to them. excuse me, Schmaltz and Dadonov. Evgeny Dadonov gets his revenge on his old team, but Ritchie manages to cut the lead to 1. 16 shots to 11 in favour of Quebec. Come on, Nordiques. Come back like you did last game. Second period. Okay, they managed to add 2 more. Thomas Kuhnackel and Jamie Benn score on Korpisalo. Lias Anderson gets a goal early in the third period, though. Is there a comeback on our hands here, Quebec Nordiques? Oh, Vinny Hinostroza scores. I need to keep him on defence. We're 1 goal away here, Nordiques. Can we fight back and tie this? You know you want to, Quebec. Don't get 1 goal back. Don't sit there with 1 goal left to get. No, come on, Nordiques. Oh, what a disappointing fight back. We fought back to 1 goal away. Travis Hamonic, the first star, with a pair of assists. Klingberg, a pair of assists, and Jordan Schmaltz with a goal. I assume that's the game winner. No, Jamie Benz would be the game winner, wouldn't it? Such a pain, though. I'm so disappointed. I really wish we could have fought back in that game, but that's the first loss we have faced this season. Or this playoffs, I should say. So we are going 5-1 so far in this playoffs. We now move to the American Airlines Centre in Dallas to play Game 3. Let's take both in Dallas. We can shut it down in 5 at home. Stastny against Anderson for the opening face-off. Come on, Nordiques. Let's take the lead in this series. First period. Okay, good. Charles Houdon scores on Bishop. 12 shots to 10, though, in favour of Dallas. Let's get that insurance marker, boys. Second period. Okay, good. Evgeny Sveshnikov scores with less than a minute left. 18 seconds left in the second. And he manages to get it. 25 shots to 18 in favour of Dallas, though, after the second period. Or times they simulate the third period. Let's see what happens here. Can we get that third goal to take a 3-goal lead? It's a power play. The Nordiques don't score on the power play. It's not a problem. Dylan Larkin. He was injured between games, but he's back. And he gets the 3rd goal for the Quebec Nordiques. A power play for Quebec. Nothing happening. It's no worries. The even strength play has been fine. And a 3-0 victory for the Quebec Nordiques in Game 3 of this series. Korpisalo, the first star, with a shutout. Houdon, a goal. And Sveshnikov with a pair of points. Beautiful. We're getting contributions all up and down the lineup. Oh, now Jacob Larsson's been injured. Oh, this is a pain in the arse. So we've lost 2 of our top 4 defensemen. We are icing a battered group here, folks. So Vatanen, you're going to play on the first pair. Hamonic, you're going to play on the second pair. We're going to have to go roster moves here. We're going to have to bring up a defenseman now. I might bring up 2 if I can. So if we bring up Dahlstrom, then we'd be over the salary caps. We can't really do that. Oh, that's such a pain. That is such a pain in the arse. Okay. Okay, no worries. So what we're going to do is instead, we're gonna have Vatanen play on the first pair. We're going to have Hamonic play on the second pair. And then we're going to bring in a forward to play defense. Trust me, guys, I don't want this to be the situation, but here we are. This is the situation that we've been put in. Half of our defense are forwards. This is good, isn't it? Right, let's sim to Game 4. If we can win with 3 forwards playing as defensemen, we can do anything, ladies and gents. Here we go. Game 4 of the series. If we win this, we're 1 game away from the conference finals. Sagan against Larkin for the opening face-off at the American Airlines Centre for a battered defensive core. Come on, Nordiques. First period. Okay, no score after the first 8 shots apiece. Come on, Nordiques. Second period. Okay, good. Houdon and Ritchie score on Ben Bishop. 22 shots to 19 in favour of Dallas, though, at the end of the second. Times they simulate the third. Can we get that 3rd goal in the game again? Korpisalo. This defense has been doing a good job because they've gone scoreless in 5 periods with forwards playing as defensemen. So something must be right. I mean, I'm not going to complain. Come on, boys. Good. And as the period winds down, okay, so with half of our defensive core being taken up by scratched forwards, we managed to shut out the Dallas Stars. Oh, Dallas, that doesn't look very good for you. Back-to-back shutouts for Joonas Korpisalo. That means we're 1 game away from the conference finals. Lias Anderson, a point per game in the playoffs. Jacob Larsson's back. Oh, thank God. Larsson, come back, please. We need you. Then Hamonic, if you want to go down here. Then if Nikitin, if you want to go here. Then Christiani will swap you with Larsson. There you go. Okay, so managed to get one of our defensemen back. That's good. Okay, Game 5 of the series. Let's just hold a team meeting first. Make sure everybody's feeling good about themselves. Make sure they feel like they can play. Houdon and Hinostroza, love that. Good, good. Come on, boys. Let's go to the conference finals. Here we go. Game number 5 of the series. Let's do this. So, Sagan against Anderson for the opening face-off at the Videotron Centre. Here we go, boys. First period. Okay, it's a 3-1 game. Ramsey, Larkin and Hall will score a goal. Taylor Hall's first goal of the postseason, I believe, as well. Honker gets a goal, though, so it's a 3-1 lead. 3 goals on 13 shots for us, 1 goal on 10 shots for them. Come on, Nordiques, let's hold this lead. Second period. Okay, no score after the second. 25 shots to 22 in favour of Dallas. We'll times 8 simulate the third period. Let's see what happens. There you go, Lias Anderson with another point. He has been an absolute star for us in the playoffs this year. He's been great. Another power play opportunity, nothing happening there. Not a huge loss, another power play. The Dallas Stars are getting desperate here, but Larson, he comes back from injury and scores the 5th goal of the game for the Quebec Nordiques. And as the period winds down, the Quebec Nordiques are going through to the Western Conference Finals for the 3rd straight year. Oh, good. This is what I like to see. Larkin, 3 points. Corpusalo, he's allowed 1 goal in the last 3 games. And Anthony Mantha with a pair of assists. Mantha turns up, helps us through to the conference finals again. Good, good. So in that series, how many goals did we allow? In that series, we managed to allow 1 goal there, 4 there, and 2 there. So that's 7 goals in 5 games that the Dallas Stars scored. That's not very good, fellas. That's not very good at all. Oh, we're going up against the Arizona Coyotes in the conference finals by the looks of it. They managed to win their series in 5 as well. Both of the Eastern Conference series have gone to at least 6 games. So that's going to be very interesting. Locker room chemistry at 73%. Mantha, Hudon, Hinostrosa and Lee all love that. All love that team meeting. That's good. Thanks, lads. I'm glad that you enjoyed that team meeting. So, scouting assignment. Hey, Larson's recovered from his injury properly now. Let's go defenseman in the W for 2 weeks. Want to try and scout as many places as possible. Okay, so when's this series ending, folks? Okay, so Tampa have gone through and it's a game 7 between Washington and Columbus. And it looks like for the conference finals, the Washington Capitals made it through. So it's the Coyotes and the Nordiques and the Lightning and the Capitals again. We might have a Stanley Cup Finals rematch from last year, ladies and gents. But first, we've got to get through. Oh, excuse me. Right, game 1 against the Arizona Coyotes. We've lost 1 game so far this playoffs. Taylor Hall against Dylan Strome for the opening face-off. Come on, Nordiques. Let's go back to the finals. First period. Okay, it's a 3-1 game to us. Anderson, Vatanen and Larkin all score on Antti-Ranta. And Milroy scores on Corpusalo. We scored 3 goals on 7 shots. Damn. Second period. Okay, it's a 4-3 game. They've managed to get 2 back. Milroy with his second of the game. Shane Gostisbehere gets 1, but Baptiste has kept us in the lead. 18 shots to 17 in favour of Arizona. Let's go to the third period, and Clayton Keller scores less than a minute in, and the game is tied. Oh, come on, Nordiques. We need to win this game. And Clayton Keller scores again, and they've taken a 5-4 lead in this. They were 3 goals down in this game, and they fought back. They've pulled a Quebec Nordiques on the Quebec Nordiques. Come on, Nordiques, let's tie this game and take it to OT, fellas. Thank you very much, Charles Hudon. Thank you very much, son. As long as we take this win, I don't care how we do it. Okay, 28 shots to 23 in favour of Arizona at the end of regulation time. After the first period, they were 3-1 down in this, and they've managed to fight back to make it a 5-5 game. I give them credit. That's not bad. But Quebec, we need to win this game. Here we go. Come on, Nordiques. Let's get this going. Come on, Quebec. You know you want to. Come on, Nordiques. Let's score this and take game 1. It will make life so much easier. Thank you very much, Andrei Burakovsky. Thank you. They may have fought back to take the lead, but we stuck through it. Hudon, a pair of points, was the only star for us in that game. Clayton Keller had a very good third period. But it doesn't matter. We are fighting, remember, with a very injured defensive core. We're missing Jonas Brodin. He might be back for game 5, I think. Washington have taken a 1-0 lead as well. Lias Anderson, 11 points in 10 games. He's doing a good job. Game 2 in Arizona. Let's do this. Come on, boys. Dylan Larkin against Strome for the opening face-off once again. Let's do this, Nordiques. First period. Okay, 1-0 lead. Nick Ritchie scores on Antti-Ranta. Good job. However, they're almost doubling us up on shots, 11-6. Second period. Okay, good. A 2-0 lead. Ritchie scores again. Ritchie's decided to add himself a pair of goals in this game. Right, so, times 8 simulation for the third period. Do not let them come back in this game, Nordiques. We need to take this one cleanly, fellas. So, we've got about 11 minutes left. Clayton Keller scores one. He's cut the lead in half. Doesn't matter. We're still in the lead here, fellas. Hold the lead or grab the insurance marker. Do one or the other. Don't let them tie. Thank you, Lias Andersson. You have been clutch so far this playoffs, Lias Andersson. So glad I drafted you. Been waiting till this moment. And we take the win in game 2. That's perfect. So, 3 stars. Nick Ritchie, a pair of goals. Korpisalo only allowed 1 goal. Andrei Burakovsky, a pair of assists. See, when one night's not feeling very good, another night turns up to take the slack. That's what you need in a solid team. See, in the early first series against Winnipeg, it was the 4th line. In last series, it was more sort of the 1st and 2nd line. Here, it's whichever line decides to turn up that night. Fun fact, throughout this playoff so far, we are undefeated in the other team's rink. We've lost 1 game so far in the playoffs, and that's at home. So here we are at home. Let's hope we don't lose another one. So if we win the next 2 games, we could sweep the Arizona Coyotes. Let's see if we can do it, boys. Here we go. Against the Arizona Coyotes. Anderson against Strome for the opening face-off for the Western Conference final game. The first Western Conference final game in the Videotron Centre in Quebec this year. Come on, Nordiques. First period. Okay, it's a 1-1 game. Houdon takes the lead, but... Brett Polini. He manages to get it, the Guildford lad. So, 13 shots to 4 in favour of Arizona. 4 shots, Quebec. Jesus, guys. We're lucky we're actually tied in this game. Come on, we need to have a better job for the second period. Here we go. Second period. Okay, so it's a 2-2 game. We've taken more shots. Taylor Hall scores, and Tobias Reader scores on Korpisalo. 22 shots to 14 in favour of Arizona. Let's go to the third period. Come on, Nordiques. Let's take this lead, fellas. Break this tie once again. We haven't been down in this game, so let's not start it now. Oh, power play opportunity. Come on, boys. Power play. Oh, you can't score on a 5-minute power play. There's no hope for us, folks. Come on, a late goal for us. We go to OT. 29 shots to 24 in favour of Arizona. This is another game that's gone to overtime. Come on, Nordiques. The crowd will go absolutely wild if you win this game in overtime. Here we go. Come on, Nordiques. Let's shut this down. We can sweep them next game. Let's do it, boys. Power play. Thank you very much, Lias Andersson. He's so clutch this year. I love it, Lias Andersson. Great job, son. Lias Andersson, the 2nd star. Charles Houdon very quietly scored a lot of key goals for us. And Joonas Korpisalo manages to get the 1st star of the night. So we are 1 win away from returning to the Stanley Cup finals, ladies and gents. Oh, and Jonas Brodin is back. You don't know how happy I am to see that. Oh, perfect. Sorry, Hinostrosa, but I'm going to have to scratch you, son. You did everything I needed you to, and I'm thankful for that. You will definitely get your name on the cup if we win it. Oh. So, we've got 1 more game, and we could potentially be in to the Stanley Cup Finals once again. Will we play the Washington Capitals again? Perhaps we will, perhaps we won't. I don't know what the series is looking like over there. Let's have a look. Not this way. There you go. It's a 2-1 series in favour of Tampa. So we might be facing the Lightning. All I know is we need to win 1 more game to get back. So let's do it here at the Videotron Centre. Our fans would go crazy. Houdon against Sean Couturier for the opening face-off. Here we go, boys. First period. Okay, 1-0. Nick Ritchie scores another goal on Antti-Ranta. He's good at scoring these early goals against Ranta. 12 shots to 11 in favour of Quebec. That's a much better shot total after the first, Nordiques. Second period. Okay, no score after the second. It's a 1-0 game. 19 shots to 18 in favour of Arizona after the second. They get an early power play. We kill it off. Well done, gents. Let's get that insurance marker, Nordiques. I don't like playing with a 1-goal lead against Arizona in this game. Remember, they managed to fight back in game 1. Come on, Nordiques. Get that insurance marker. Come on, Nordiques. I feel like we need the insurance marker here, boys. And we don't. And the Quebec Nordiques have gone back to the Stanley Cup Finals. They sweep the Arizona Coyotes in 4 games in the Western Conference Finals. Korpisalo, he's had at least 3 shutouts just this postseason. That's incredible. Nick Ritchie gets the 3rd star of the game for the game-winning goal. Antti-Ranta, you tried your best, son. Just wasn't good enough, though, was it? So let's take a look at the other conference. Let's take a look. Wow, 3-1 lead to Tampa. If they win the next game, they're through. They're through. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, no. Washington have pulled it to 6 games. Will there be a game 7 on the cards? Oh, no, the scouting assignment. I thought it was going to be the current round of the playoffs has ended. Right, a defenseman for 2 weeks in USA, please. Yep, so we are going up against the Tampa Bay Lightning for the Stanley Cup Finals. We're back here, folks. We're back. We've made it to the Stanley Cup Finals in back-to-back seasons. Can we win the Cup? We have lost one game this entire playoffs. And that was away. Oh, no, that was at home, sorry. They start at home. We're playing away. Let's hope that the stats stay on our side, shall we, folks? Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Here we go. I don't need to change anything right now. Larkin against Chiarelli for the opening face-off in Tampa. Come on, Nordiques. It's time to get revenge for last year. First period. Okay, no score after the first. 14 shots to 10 in favour of Tampa, though. Come on, Nordiques. Let's take this lead, lads. Second period. Okay, good. Evgeny Sveshnikov scores on Vasilevsky. 23 shots to 22 in favour of Quebec. Times they simulate the third period, or a power play chance, and Steven Stamkos ties it, and Vadim Shipachov, who isn't actually in the NHL anymore, manages to take the lead. Power play, and Ramsey scores! Yes, boys! First goal of the playoffs. Ramsey, that's a key one to score, lad. Come on, Nordiques, let's take this lead again, fellas. Alex Killorn, don't you dare! You're not taking this Stanley Cup away from us, Lightning! Don't you dare! Oh, and then we lose game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals 3-2. Vasilevsky with the first star, Hedman with a pair of assists, and Steven Stamkos with a goal. God damn you, Alex Killorn. Vadim bloody Shipachov. What's that all about? Right, game 2. I'm not going to change anything for game 2. If we're down 2-0 after this, then we'll look at some changes to make. But I don't want to make any changes right now. We've made it this far, folks. Let's not lose game 2. Then we can try and take a couple of games at home. Here we go. Game 2 in Tampa of the 2022 Stanley Cup Finals. Paul against Larkin for the opening face-off. Come on, Nordiques. Let's do this. First period. Okay, good. 3-0 lead. Anthony Mantha, Ramsey with his second goal in 2 games, and Lias Anderson, our point leader. 12 shots to 4 in favour of Quebec. Beautiful, gents. Let's keep it going, guys. Second period. Okay, we managed to add another one. They get one. Lias Anderson is second of the game against Leopold. Vasilevsky's out. Probably because he allowed 3 in the first period in the space of about 6-7 minutes. Nice one, mate. I'm going to risk it. Third period. There you go. A 5-2 victory. Charles Hudon adds one. Ryan McDonough gets one. But it doesn't matter because we win. Lias Anderson, pair of goals. Burakovsky, 3 assists. Hudon, 2 points. Lias Anderson and Hudon have been our 2 most consistent point scorers. And the series is tied, moving to Quebec. All I wanted to do was take at least one game there. If we take both games here, we could go back to Tampa and win this series. And win the Stanley Cup for the first time in franchise history. Oh, that'll be worth it. But first, we've got some games to win, folks. Here we go. In Tampa. No, not in Tampa. Larkin against Chiarelli for the first Stanley Cup final game this year at the Videotron Centre. Vatanen scored less than a minute in. This is a good sign. Come on, boys. First period. Okay, they managed to get one back. Ryan McDonough scores on Jonas Korpisalo. 11 shots to 9, though, in favour of the hometown Nordiques. Come on, Quebec. Second period. Okay, good. Dylan Larkin scores on Vasilevsky. However, 29 shots to 15 in favour of Tampa. Times they simulate the third. Let's get that insurance marker, Nordiques. I don't feel happy with a 1-goal lead against Tampa. 5-on-3, 5-on-4. Kill it. Damn it, Tyler Myers. I wanted to kill that. Oh, that's such a pain in the arse. Thank you, Taylor Hall. You haven't scored many this playoffs, but you've scored some clutch ones. Good penalty kill, fellas. Hold this lead, Nordiques. No, Chiarelli. Why do you have to do that? No, Furland. What are you doing? Michael Furland, no! And the Tampa Bay Lightning have taken a 2-1 series lead here. Oh, that's such a pain in the arse. Michael bloody Furland. God damn, I was up in that game. Of course they fight back and take the lead. I'm not losing in the finals. No! Two 1-goal differential games that I've lost so far. I'm not having it, guys. I just want to win. Oh, God. We made it this far. Hinostroza loves it, even though he's a healthy scratch. Come on, boys. We've got Brodin back. Do it for the Nordiques fans. Do it for Quebec. Game 4. If we lose this, we're one game away from being eliminated. Stamkos against Hudon for the opening face-off. Come on, boys. First period. Shit. Kucherov with a pair of goals. Paul scores one and Janmark scores one. 4 goals on 15 shots. And Tampa Bay have taken a 4-0 lead in this game. Quebec, do you want to lose this series, lads? Because you're going the right way about it. Oh, God. If you come back and win this game, I will be so proud of you. But if you don't, I will be so disappointed. Second period. We managed to add 2 back. Sveshnikov and Taylor Hall add a pair. 21 shots to 20 in favour of Quebec. Times 8 simulate. Come on, Nordiques. Get one back early in the third, and we're back in this game. Come on, Nordiques. You know you want to. Fight back from a 4-goal deficit. Okay, we've got half the period left to go. Come on, Nordiques. Come on, Nordiques. You know you want to. Add a pair of goals, Quebec. Power play. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And we're 1 game away from being eliminated again in the Stanley Cup Finals. Vasilevsky, Kucherov and Grubauer with the 3 stars. Grubauer came into the game after the first period. We need to make a change here, fellas. Something's not working here. Oh, God, I don't like this. So, and this first line hasn't really been connecting. Gonna go like this. Mantha, you play on the second line. Ramsey, you get up on that first line. Anderson's played very well. Richie's kind of dropped off this series, so we'll put Sveshnikov there. And then Larsson's a 2-way, offensive, defensive, 2-way. Going to put Vatanen on the bottom pair. See if that makes any sort of difference. We are facing elimination here, ladies and gents. Oh, we're going to go times 8 simulation for the remainder of the games. Can we do this? Let's find out. Come on, Quebec Nordiques. We're back in Tampa. Stamkos against Hudon for the opening face-off. Come on, boys. Early power play. Score on it, fellas. 5-on-3. We can't score on a power play. We had a power play for almost half the period. And Matthias Janmark scores on Korpisalo to take the lead. Quebec, we were on the power play for ages there. We were on a 5-on-3 as well, boys. You just don't want to win the cup, do you? You just don't want to win it. At the end of the first period, 12 shots apiece, and Matthias Janmark from behind the blue line gets the first goal of the game, and Tampa Bay are leading. They might win the Stanley Cup. Here we go. Come on, Nordiques. Prove me wrong, and win this game. Take it 1 game at a time, gents. Come on, tie this game, Nordiques. You're getting shots on goal. You just need to get a few past Vasilevsky. Come on, boys. Do not let him shut you out. Thank you, Burakovsky. Lovely goal, son. Right, so we're back in this. Come on, Nordiques. 1 more goal before the end of the period would be great for us. No? Okay, so it's a tie game going into the 3rd period of an elimination game of the Stanley Cup Finals. Oh my God, this is tense as fuck. 24 shots to 20 in favour of Quebec. Let's just do it. Times 8 simulation. Come on, Nordiques. Somebody needs to be a hero here. Come on, Quebec. Somebody needs to keep this series and our playoff hopes alive. No, Victor Hedman! Why would you do that? No, Steven Stamkos! It's all ending! Thank you, Taylor Hall. Come on. 1 goal away. Tie this up, Nordiques, and we'll take this to OT. Come on, Nordiques. Don't go out like this. Don't go out in 5 games. Quebec, no! And the Quebec Nordiques have missed out on the Stanley Cup for the 2nd straight year. Oh, no. This game hates me. Oh, for goodness sake. Oh, damn it. 34 shots to 30. Every single game we lost, I believe, was a 1-goal differential game. I cannot believe that for the life of me. We had lost 1 game before the Stanley Cup Finals, and we choke it all away. Think of the fans in Quebec. They must be heartbroken. Back-to-back Stanley Cup Finals, and we can't beat the Eastern Conference. We're the best team in the Western Conference every year, and we can't make it to the Stanley Cup. Oh, I'm so disappointed. Steven Stamkos, the 1st star. I think this is their 1st Stanley Cup in this simulation. Oh, I'm so upset. Oh, boys. Why? Disappointed just doesn't... Disappointed isn't the half of it. Demanding response. We came so far, fellas. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to keep this group of players together. What a disappointing end. 16 points for Elias Anderson, all for nothing. Oh, that's a shame. That is a shame. Player stats. 16 points. 15 points for Burakovsky. 14 for Richie. 13 for Ramsey. Drew Ramsey, his first playoff appearance in his first year. And he manages to do really well. And Lee manages a point every 2 games. We drafted him this year in the 5th round. And he made the team the first year. That's bloody impressive if you ask me, folks. He managed to notch 15 points this year in 39 games. He's going to be a keeper on our 4th line. Oh, what a disappointing end to the season, though. Have they announced the awards or anything? Have we won any awards? I don't think we will have. No, they haven't announced the awards yet. Oh, I'm so disappointed. Back-to-back years. I'm pretty sure we lost in 5 games last year to the Caps. The Tampa Bay Lightning have won the Stanley Cup. The Rochester Americans won the AHL Championship. $90 million is the salary cap for next season. Ah, heartbroken doesn't even come close. We've managed to make it to at least the conference finals in 4 out of our 5 years. In 2 out of our 5 years, we've made it to the Stanley Cup finals, and we just can't do it. We're like the Buffalo Bills all over again. Ah, damn it. Next year, we have to win the Stanley Cup, ladies and gents. We have to do it. We have to win the Stanley Cup next year. I'm not accepting anything less. The Stanley Cup will be ours next year. So, the retired players, we got anybody on our list? Any goaltenders decided to call it a day? Nah, I didn't think so. All of our players still very hungry to try and fight for it next year. Who retired on Tampa then? Who retired? Vadim Shipachov, 75 frickin' overall, manages to retire. 215 points in 339 games. Yeah, piss off. Go back to No, he's not with SK St. Petersburg anymore. Go back to whichever team you're now with. Dynamo Moscow, I think. Ah, so disappointed. Ah, he manages to retire a Stanley Cup champion at 35 years old. He didn't even last a dozen games in the NHL, god damn it. Daniel Sedin calls it a day. Patrick Marleau, after losing in the conference finals. Eric Stahl as a free agent. Rick Nash calls it a day as a 38-year-old forward. Over 1,000 points. Congratulations, Rick Nash. Brent Burns has called it a day. Justin Williams, Alexander Steen, Jussi Jokinen, Ryan Suter, Dustin Byfuglien, Franz Nielsen, Dion the Pylon, Keith Yandel, Ryan Callahan, who was a unrestricted free agent. He missed out on a Stanley Cup. Drew Stafford, Mark Giordano's called it a day. Patrick Berglund, Troy Brower, Michael Grabner's called it a day as a 34-year-old. Trevor Daley, Nikolai Kuleman, Benoit Pouliot, and Benino. Ah, it's a shame. That is a shame. I'm so disappointed. I keep saying it because I am. Ah, it's just so heartbreaking to go to back-to-back Stanley Cup finals and to only win 1 game in each frickin' final. Ah, we were close. Every single game we played in that finals, I'm pretty sure, was a 1-goal differential, except for the game that we won. Ah, heartbroken just doesn't cut it, ladies and gents. I just don't know what to say. But usually at the end of 5 years, I wrap it up. Usually I've won the cup after 5 years. We're going to go for year number 6, ladies and gents. I think we did it with the London Lions, in fairness. But we're going to go for another year, ladies and gentlemen. Next year, the 2023 Stanley Cup is going to be our cup to win. So yes, I'm going to end this heartbreaking episode here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you have enjoyed. Please feel free to like, subscribe, share, or watch one of my other videos. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.